Privilege is based on money. It's not based on race. Any person can be poor and any person can be rich. And there's just as many poor white people as there is poor black people. So the ridiculous notion that a white person is privileged just because they're white is complete bullshit. There's been plenty of times when I'm walking down the street and I see a homeless white person begging me for change. Do you really think this white person that's homeless really thinks he's privileged? But SJWs and the regressive left keep pushing this talking point that white people are privileged just because they're white. And black people are not privileged just because they're black. This is the problem I have with today's generation of liberals. They don't judge people by the content of character. They judge people by the color of skin. And that's the epitome of what racism is. And what they're doing is they're pushing this victim mentality on black people. And a lot of black liberals will buy into this bullshit. That they're victims. That they can't do anything of their own because they're victims. This mentality is destroying the black community. It's destroying the black youth. When a person has a victim mentality, they can easily be controlled. This is why liberals push this victim mentality on black people. Because when you have a victim mentality, you can easily be controlled. This is why when they see a black person who doesn't look at themselves as a victim, they immediately call him a coon. They immediately call him an Uncle Tom. They immediately call him a sellout. Because he doesn't look at himself as a victim. He knows how to think for himself. He knows how to do for himself. When they see a black person who doesn't go along with this bullshit, who doesn't go along with this victim mentality, they get angry. I look at the way they attacked Ray Lewis when he talked about doing for yourself and bettering the black community and stopping the black on black crime. I look at how they attacked Ray Lewis and called Ray Lewis an Uncle Tom and a coon. I look at how they attacked Ben Carson. Ben Carson is a doctor who has saved thousands of lives. This black man has saved thousands of lives. But liberals are calling this man a coon and an Uncle Tom because he doesn't go along with their group thinking mentality. He doesn't go along with their victim mentality. That's why I think a lot of black people need to wake up and realize that we have to do for ourselves. We have to stop playing the victim. I think a lot of black liberals look at white people as being superior. And this is why they push this talking point of white privilege. And the SJWs and the regressive left are pushing this notion that white people are somehow more superior than black people. Nobody is more superior than anybody. Any person can be successful. Any person can be rich. If you work hard and you have the right mindset. But if you're going to look at yourself as being a victim, if you're going to look at yourself as you can't do nothing on your own, you need somebody's handout, you're never going to be successful. And this is the problem with the victim mentality. A person that has a victim mentality is never going to want to do for themselves. Because every time they make a mistake, they're going to blame their problems on somebody else. They're never going to take accountability for anything they do. One of the keys to success is learning from your mistakes. In life, we all make mistakes. But the people that learn from their mistakes and better themselves, these are the people that become successful. And that's how I became a successful business owner. I don't make excuses for failure. I work hard and I make it happen. People that make excuses for failure are people that spend the rest of their lives living in failure. And this is the problem with the victim mentality in the black community. So nobody is more privileged than anybody. We are all human beings. We all know racism in America is still a problem. But it's this type of liberal racism that's hurting black people the most. These SJWs are dividing people by race. They're dividing people by class. And that old saying goes, divide and conquer. And that's exactly what these SJWs are doing. And a lot of black liberals are buying into this bullshit. They're buying into this notion that they're less than. And when you look at yourself as being less than, you're going to settle for less. And this is why so many black people settle for less. Spending the rest of your life living on Section 8 and welfare. And there's some poor whites doing the same thing. So this victim mentality goes both ways. But I think it's hurting the black community more than any other community. Now, liberals like Eric Dyson and Melissa Harris Perry will say whites are privileged because they're the majority of the population. Simply being the majority of the population doesn't make you privileged. And whites are only the majority of the population in America. Worldwide, Asians are the majority of the population. Asians make up 1/3 of the world's population. So a lot of people need to start thinking outside of the box. America is only 5% of the world. We're only 5% of the world. So a lot of people who look at America like it's the whole world are completely delusional. Nobody is more privileged than anybody. Any person can be successful. Any person can be poor. So stop the bullshit. Stop the excuse making. Stop looking at white people as being superior. Nobody is above anybody else. And people that look at other races of people as being above them have a victim mentality. And this is the problem in the black community. A lot of people have different opinions about this topic. Leave a comment, rate and subscribe.